So we in here for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 5, Exposed and Unfiltered Part 2, the review. I didn't care too much for Chris's hair. Not really sure what he was going for. Didn't care too for it. We find out that Chris did a diss track to Mimi because he was so upset about their breakup and he was in his feelings. And this furthermore made Arian upset, like, this is my best friend, like, you were supposed to love this girl, but you out here doing diss tracks. At one point they almost got into it, which I seriously thought that they was going to get into it, like a real long fight, but you know, security was there. Another question, Arian, love those shoes, but like, why are you giving me Jocelyn lingerie tees right now? Like, this is Jocelyn's thing where she comes in wearing lingerie to any event. It could be a child's birthday party, but she's wearing lingerie, trying to figure that out. Chris has another problem, like Arian didn't respect him identifying as a male because he says not everybody can afford hormones and surgery, and you being a part of the LGBTQ community, you should know these certain things. But Arian's like, I do, but these two were not going to get along. At one point, Chris was like, I'm not going to talk until Arian's out of the room. And Arian moved a good 2 feet over. Now, I'm not really sure what moving 2 feet over was going to accomplish, because Arian can clearly still hear and, you know, respond to what they were talking about. So why didn't she just full on leave the room? Why was she right here and then move over here? Still in contact, like can still see Chris and Mimi and the host, could still talk to them, but yet she was just these 2 feet away, wasn't really sure what that was going on. Mimi says she has a new boo and she's happy. She still is not saying that she's a lesbian, even though Arian been telling us this for years, but you know, she loves people. She doesn't see gender, she just sees people and sees love. Okay, Mimi, if that's what you're giving, then okay. So we have the many women of Scrap DELEEON. Now, I forgot to mention this last week. Before this reunion, Tommie was everywhere. To anybody who would sit still long enough to hear what she had to say, saying how she wasn't allowed to go to the reunion, when it come to find out she couldn't leave the state. So the producers and the people in charge was not going to risk their business flying you out of state. Girl, you knew you couldn't leave the state. So don't make it seem like, oh, they didn't want me there because this, that, and the third, they don't like me. You couldn't cross state lines. That's why you couldn't go. So that's why they had the whole reunion in Atlanta, because you couldn't cross state lines, because whatever you done did on probation, parole, what have you, you can't leave the state of Georgia. So don't make it seem like people down dogging you like, oh, they won't let me go because of this. No, boo-boo, you couldn't cross state lines. But anyways, we get to talking about Scrap DELEEON, and she says out of her mouth, Tommie, that she allowed Scrap DELEEON to sleep with KARLIE because she was on a vacation from him because he was messing around with TIARRA. And hey, he needed somebody to sleep, but he was going to jail. She wasn't doing it. So, you know, KARLIE ran to the rescue so he could, like, get his relief on, I guess, before he went to jail, because, you know, that's what he needed. And she gave her blessings to the situation. Like, this is your life to where, okay, I love this man, but I'm going to let him sleep with somebody else because I'm mad and I'm on vacation. Okay, TIARRA, she's not worried about Scrap DELEEON because she's recently married and she has a baby on the way. Now, she was on the show, she was dating J-Nix, you know, always either got a skull cap on or like that little headband thingy. So I don't know what time frame the last episode was, but like, she was pregnant that last episode, but like, wouldn't you like with J-Nix like either an episode before that? So I don't know how spaced out these times are, but the fact that you was with one dude and you got pregnant by somebody else and now you're married, like, that's a very, very short timeline on situations. And I was like, was this like, yo dude, your real dude did not want to be on Love and Hip Hop because he sees the foolishness that it is? And this whole little J-Dick situation was just, okay, I need a storyline, because I just did not see them two together in any type of real situation. KK and Sass are still upset that Scrap DELEEON got so much time. Like, hey, there's other states that marijuana is legal if you have a card, and there's all these other people doing way more heinous things, but they've got to quit it. But like, he committed the crime. Those other states, it's legal to have marijuana. He looked like he was trafficking it. So that's two different things. It's not like he had a marijuana cigarette or some weed, just a little bag of weed in his car, and they're like, okay, we throwing the books at you. No, he had a large amount of it in his car to where it was considered trafficking level. So don't make it seem like, oh, they just doing him so wrong. No, he did this crime. If he wanted to be in a state where he could sell marijuana legally, then maybe he should go to those type of states. But he lives in Georgia, and you can't do those things like that. Like, that really kills me. Like, people, they filming, they did something. Oh, man, they trying to lock him up. Well, they were out there doing that crime. If they weren't doing that crime, they wouldn't be getting locked up on this situation. It don't matter what somebody else did. They did that crime. Maybe they didn't have a good enough lawyer, didn't have the right judge, what have you. But that person still did that crime. So the streets been telling KK that her grandson King may not be her grandson. Let her tell if some woman was like, hey KK, I don't want you hurting no more. How she knew the KK was hurting. She didn't go all into that detail, but she was like, well, this is my son and he looks just like your grandson, and I think my child's father is King's daddy. Now, I look at this two ways. This woman is lying, KK is lying, or that woman got pregnant by Scrap DELEEON. These are the ways we're gonna look at this situation. Like, she didn't came to you talking about some, hey, I don't think your grandson is really your grandson. I think it's my child's, father, my child's father's son. Not too many people would go out and want their child's father to claim another child. That's one thing I was iffy about. And you just can't go on, that child looks like my child, so therefore they related. No, this isn't more, we're not doing, look, they got the same ears, look, they eyebrows look the same thing. No, that doesn't determine somebody's paternity the way that they look. It's DNA, that's it. And then KK got to going on about these whole charges that supposedly got going on. She said she ain't even looked into them because, hey, she ain't done nothing wrong. They fall, she ain't getting no probation, she not getting no jail. But I'm like, if, they charged you, you don't really, you can look into it, but like, they would like pick you up and lock you up so you wouldn't know about them. So I don't know if KK is trying to save face, like, I'm supposed to be this grand woman and I done got caught out here like committing identity theft. So maybe she's just trying to save face. I don't know. JOSELIN'S pregnant, and the only thing Stevie wants to know is, am I the daddy? She's upset that he would question the paternity, but I'm like, JOSELIN, you've been lying this whole entire season. This is not so far-fetched. You done already said he got like 3-4 babies out there. You've been lying left and right, so why wouldn't you think he would question the paternity of your child? And just asking. And at one point, Stevie walked off, and they was like, come on, Stevie, come back here and talk to her. She pregnant. She's actually pregnant. Like, producer was right in there with her, like on season 1, watching her take the test. So this ain't no, she didn't found some pregnant woman and like, hey, I need you to do this test for me right quick. No, like, they seen her take the test. So she's for real pregnant. Now, who the daddy is, we're going to find that at a later date. But she said she was acting out and cutting up several fools because, she was upset the way he was treating her. and that she's sorry that she was acting that way. Now, I thought these two could like make up maybe, but like Jocelyn like was going for the throat, like really just doubting him. Went on to say how he was molesting his daughter, and then made me know like there's no coming back from that. And she tells him that, hey, my child don't need no daddy because they got a beautiful woman mama like me who can handle these things. You not gonna, my baby not gonna have your last name, none of that. I've been with you for 6 years, well almost 6 years, because you know she goes back and forth whether it's 5 years or 6 that they've been married. Yeah, we're just gonna skip on past that. But Stevie, he's like, if the baby's his, they gonna go through the court, and we just gonna handle it like that. Like Stevie is completely and totally just through with Jocelyn. And I didn't think I was gonna see that day. Like Jocelyn, she has found a name for herself now. I don't know how much longer this fame of being Jocelyn Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess, is going to be. But maybe you should start looking at some backup plans, because like the way you're acting now, I don't see it going on for much longer. So that's basically the gist that went on. We had Mama D talking about, so when she went over there and put that hay in Rashida's store, that she got it from the dog park. Like, you went to the dog park, picked this doggone it hay, grassy, whatever it was, and put it in your purse, and proceeded to take it to her store and put it on the ground. Like, yeah, you got things going on. Ernest, he got some aortic aneurysm that, like, hey, if something happens, don't even call the police, like 911, because they ain't gonna be able to help. So we just gonna pray Ernest gets better. So that was the just went on. If I left anything out, by all means leave a comment or video response. And like I always, I want to thank my subscribers and the people watching my videos. I want you to like this video, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and here on YouTube. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.